Welcome to IlliniGuys Halftime Live. This is Mike Kegley with Kedrick Prince. Kedrick, I'm going to say two things here that are very unusual. First thing is, I thought this was a magnificent half of basketball to watch. The referees let these guys play. We only had, 7 fouls called in the first half, only, 5 free throws shot. And it was fun just to let the players go up and down the court and play. And you got to give the players credit because, nobody's trying to undercut or cheap shot anybody. So first thing is, I thought that was as good a game as I've seen by players and refs all year long. Second thing is, I don't know if I remember a team shooting 58%, holding their opposition to 37%, and only being up by 6 at the half. I'm a little bit nervous because Illinois played about as good as you could play. They've got a little bit of a rebound deficit, some of it on that last play, but they're shooting lights out, and got to give Wisconsin credit for being able to keep this game close, because I think a lot of teams, when Illinois shoots 58%, a lot of teams would be down by 15 or 20 now.
Yes, they would be, but we've all seen the telecast, and going into the game, Wisconsin's a really good three-point shooting team. They're really efficient. I think Illinois is kind of lucky, and from a coaching standpoint, I think Wisconsin has shot themselves out of shots. They're so programmed to be ball fake first. There's shot opportunities that they could have had that they're not shooting. So great. Kudos, Illinois. I think it was disappointing to me tonight. The fact that Andrei Stojakovic isn't playing, and I don't know, that ankle injury must have been pretty bad, and maybe it was something else. We're not going to know. We're never going to know that. At least not right now. We're not. It stinks if they can get a win. I don't care if it's 1 point right now. You have to get the W. Wisconsin is a good shooting team. You have to have good possessions every time. If you're down 2 guys in your lineup, there was one possession with they're up by 5 or 6. You have to continue to capitalize. You don't want to take bad shots just because you get a lead and then they come down and hit 2 threes, which is what they did. So you want to continue to put your foot on them and take easy shots. The officiating, you know what? We're beating a dead horse. It's one of the better games, I guess, but I don't know what a foul is, what's not a foul, and from Brad Underwood, I would just stop complaining. You're never going to get a call. The only one I'm just thinking about, Keaton got pushed, shoved in the back, and then he gets an and one, and then you come on the court, and then somebody's eyelash falls on somebody's uniform, and then they call a foul. That's tough to gauge, I guess, but it's not going to change. It's not going to change. It didn't affect the game, but like Illini MCG 705 said, not having Stojakovic hurts because you're logging more minutes. I'm starting to get concerned about the amount of minutes that Keaton Wagner is logging, even though he's playing really, really well. But not having him on tonight hurts because he's a good defender and he's been playing really, really well as of late. Just get the win, and then you can rest your legs until Sunday.
Yeah, well, you got to remember though that Lee got 1 minute there, Cad, to give him a breather. So you don't have to worry about him getting tired. I will say the other thing, Ivasic, I know he's shooting well, but Tomislav is. All of a sudden, we saw him getting up in the air. We saw him hustling, diving for balls. All of a sudden, it's like he's been rejuvenated to that healthy player that we kind of anticipated, all season long. It just looks like he feels better out there, kid.
Tonight he does, and some nights he does. You think you're over the hump with him, and then it changes all of a sudden again. But tonight he looks great, and I'm glad because you need him. You're down 2 starters, and it's there. And I'll tell you what, and I tweeted this right now to broadcast our podcast. Marcus Griffin, wherever you are, you'd be happy, big fellow, because Tommy's shooting the ball well, but he's also working the block, which is nice. It's a tough matchup. And here's what I've been saying, and you've been saying for a long time. You're shooting the ball well, and you're doing well, and you have to also remember, if you're doing this right now, you can get your 3-point attempts because you can get now that you're on the block, now that you established yourself there. So I like the fact that he's doing it. I think it's great that he's doing it. But stay on it. Don't just quit on it. I mean, and Wisconsin's not following him, so stay with it.
Yeah. And the other one I want to say, Rickhouse had some, he really has adapted to Big Ten ball and also trained himself to another level physically. But I was really impressed. There was a rotation where I was shocked he could make it all the way out to Rhodey on the right wing from down on the block. I mean, he had to bust his butt to get there, and he did it, and he made a difference on the play. Forced a guy to make a pass when it looked like he was going to have the open shot on the skip pass. I really think that he looks, he also is elevating his game. Now he has limitations, and having him play, if you extrapolate it out, 36 minutes a game may not be where you want to be with him. But boy, I really have been pleased by his play as well, kid.
I was, telling somebody during the game, Tommy, excuse me, Ben is a really good example of why you stay 2 years in Brad Underwood's offensive system, and his number one. Look at the change and the way Terrence Shannon went from year one to year two. Look at how Ben Rickhouse looks right now. He looks like a different player in year two. He is a different player. The criticism that he got last year as a player, he deserved it as a player. Nothing personal, but as a player, he deserved it. And my next phase to this, can you imagine what Andrei Stojakovic could possibly look like if for sure he came back in another year? Those are really good examples of how I think how staying another year in the system makes you better. And I forgot about Jake Davis. Look at him. This guy came from Mercer, and people thought it was just a scholarship filler. And now you have a quarter of the State Farm Center wearing, Jesus's hair out there. So, which I think was kind of cool. I'm really happy for him because Jake doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's a good kid, comes from a great family. I love that. I love that for a guy that nobody really cared about, and now he's starting because Kylan Boswell's out. We understand that, but he's going to be a big part of this team moving forward this year and next year.
Yeah, I think the other thing is, of course, next year Illinois has got some big guards coming in. It makes you think that, boy, if Petrovic stuck around, he could probably have a heck of a year next year now that he knows the system and he's had a chance to train. But I think in the end, you end up in a situation where he's probably going to transfer, if I had to bet, and that's probably the way it'll be.
And I don't like that because I'm sorry. I think he should have been playing earlier, a lot longer. I think let him be. He should have been able to play through some of his mistakes. I think out of all the games Illinois played this year, and I'm not just this is a recent memory for me. I think the one game not playing him that really hurt Illinois was last Saturday against Michigan State. Keaton was gassed. He had no legs left. Michigan State beat the hell out of him last week, and you didn't go to him. So not having him, I think, stinks. I think he's going to make somebody a really good basketball team because they're going to figure it out. The kid's talented. Regardless if it didn't pan out at Illinois or not, you can see the offense looks better when he's in there. I still wish he would get a chance. I do. But it's tough right now as a coach. Do you put him out there and if the lead evaporates, do you pull him out and then you kill his confidence? You're not going to blow anybody out in the Big Ten the rest of the season. You may win a game by 8 or 10. This spread was 12 or 14. That was when everybody thought Andre was playing. But I don't know if you're going to have an opportunity to do it now. But it might happen in the tournament where you have to play him and then he's not ready.
Yeah, and look, we go through, I guess I haven't done the stats too much, but Illinois is shooting 58%, Wisconsin 38, Illinois is 47 from the three, Wisconsin is 30. From the free throw line is 0% for one, and Wisconsin 3 for 4 is at 75. Turnovers, Illinois 5-3 to Wisconsin. Points off of turnovers, Wisconsin has the edge 9-5. Total rebounds, this is the one that's concerning, kid. 19 for Wisconsin, 16 for Illinois. And offensive rebound, Wisconsin has 9, and that's probably the difference as to why this game is not a blowout. Second chance points, 7 for Wisconsin, 6 for Illinois. Bench points, 13 for Wisconsin, none for the Illini. Points in the paint, Illinois 18-14. Fast break points 5-3 for Wisconsin. Blocks 2-1 Illinois. Steals 4-0 Wisconsin. And then assists 9-8 Illinois. And Illinois has had the lead for 9 minutes and 9 seconds and 8 minutes and 18 seconds of the lead for Wisconsin. So it took Illinois till 30-30 and went on a 7-0 run that kind of popped the game open a little bit. But to Wisconsin's credit, Ked, they aren't going away. They're staying right in this.
They're staying in this because they are one of the top 3-point shooting teams in the country, and they've made 7. Illinois made 8. This game is going to go down to the wire. It's not going to be a 15-point game. Illinois may win by 8, or Wisconsin may win whatever. Obviously you won't see Illinois win the game, but this game will be a lot different. A lot of teams don't launch threes the way Wisconsin does. And people who want to talk about how many 3-point attempts Illinois shoots, you just read the statistics. They've gotten up 3 more attempts than Illinois. Illinois gotten up 17, and Wisconsin's gotten up 20. So it's going to be a game. And the one thing, if you look at it, I don't look at fouls, but I'm just going to say, you mentioned officiating. Wisconsin shot 4 free throws and Illinois shot 1. So, I guess if you look at it, just looking at that, you should be happy. I don't see
the game hasn't stopped and started and stopped and started with one of those 25 foul halves,
Yeah, but you don't want to see me want to get it and be done, and I want to get it done just because I'm concerned about some of the legs of some of the players, and more or less keeping than anybody, because David, he plays a lot, but he'll get a break, and it looks like Tommy's healthy again. As far as conditioning, he looks really, really good. I think the key to the second half is how they defend the 3. Defend the 3, and when you get a lead, you got to extend it. That's what's going to help Illinois win, to me. They're moving the ball well. They're getting shots that they want, but they have to not get Wisconsin off the 3-point line, because they're going to continue to shoot them, and they're going to make them. They have, 8 right now, 7. So darn well they're going to probably make 4 or 5 more at least in the second half, if not more.
Yeah, this team is very close to Illinois in in 3-point shooting. So we'll see that. Now the good thing is Illinois does not play Indiana until Sunday, so it gives them a little bit of a break. They are just about to go back into the game here. We're getting close, so we'll hand off as soon as we see this Peacock, the coverage start spinning a little bit. But keys to the second half, Ked, you got anything that I'm going to go that Illinois needs to control the boards? Your last thought to close us out.
Get them off the 3-point line, Mike, and extend the lead, baby. See you after the post game.
Perfect. We will be on at 15 minutes after game. We will be on. Until then, folks, go Illini.